Guaranti on the outside of the front row of the grid took the final heat win here this morning. That is Danilo Albanese on screen. Will be hard to beat here this afternoon. But he's got 33 drivers breathing down his neck who will try and take the title away from the young Italian. Andrea Tonoli, impressive all weekend also. That's Antonio Serravalli, the young Canadian from North America. Antonio, can he put the maple leaf flag on top of the podium here this afternoon? Starts this one out of grid number 6. Noah Milell, the 2017 Swedish champion, spent all season racing CIK European and World Championships, provisionally on pole until the very last moment on Thursday evening. That's Riccardo Cinti on screen, the driver from the eternal city of Rome. He won the Super Rock final exactly 12 months ago. Stepped up a gear for 2017. Jacopo Guidetti, the winner last year also, but of the Junior Rock final. He's racing gearbox in 2017. Fuma Hurio from Japan starts this one on the 8th row of the grid. One row ahead of Gabriele Benzi, 403. That's Gabriele on screen. Pensive as he prepares. One ahead of Matias Ramirez, the American. As we say, only one driver from the USA in the 15-year history has ever won the Rock Cup International Final. It was Logan Sargent in Mini Rock back in 2011. Luka Skorbella from Poland. Samuel Away. Rohei Mayuhas from Israel. Jimmy Cabrera from Dominican Republic in 406. Federico Mascialino from Brescia. 425 starts out of the 15th row of the grid. One row ahead of Nicola Rossini. Nicola on screen. The final row of the grid, Evan Vantaggiato. There is Evan, best of luck to him, coming from grid number 34. On the outside of the grid, Ethan Simeoni, the Canadian, scrapes into the Shifter Rock final. One of two Canadians in this race, along with Serravalli. Jacopo Vanelli, that's him. Axel Bankston, one of the Swedish drivers here this weekend. There's Axel in 402. Suits up, ready to go. From the 15th row of the grid, Wojciech Grib, one of the prolific Poles. The Polish drivers are here in force this weekend. Alessandro Buran starts back on the 13th row of the grid in 405. Has been super quick though, but had 2 DNFs. He came back to win his third and final heat. Expect the 405 to come charging through the field. Filip Wojciech, Ikiai Kawayashi, the second Japanese driver, on the 11th row of the grid. There he is in 419. Marco Bonfanti. Michele Imberti in 418. That's the Italian. He starts one row behind the original boy from Brazil, Rockin' Rubens Barrichello. The F1 legend, there is Rubens on screen in the 401, has a lot of work to do. He starts this one out of grid number 15. Watch the brilliant Brazilian to come charging through the grid. Marco Pagani, one row in front of him, then Francesco Camanducci. Matteo Mazzucchelli. Massimo Dante in 409. The part-time artist, the part-time racing driver, brilliantly skilled at both. Starts his one out of grid number 7, Christopher Zani. The Brescian driver, the former Rock Cup International champion. The reigning champion on screen, that's Nicola Marcon in 423. And out of pole position, the outside of the front row, it's Federico Squaranti. Pole position for Danilo Albanese. We are just moments away from the start of the Shifter Rock final for 2017. The reigning champion is Nicola Marcon. He starts this one on the 2nd row of the grid in 423. Italians dominate the first five positions. The first non-Italian is the driver from Toronto, Canada, Antonio Serravalli, out of grid number 6. moments away from the start. 20 laps, 24 kilometres. The South Garda karting circuit, which will celebrate 30 years of operation next year. Xander, are you down on the grid? Can you hear me? Xander, if you're down there, maybe you can give me a bit of a reaction from down on the grid there, as we've got 2 minutes or so before the shifter rock carts roll into life. Let's see if we can get back to Xander in just a few moments. 2 minutes away from the start. Nicola Marcon, as we mentioned, the reigning champion in 4-2-3. We've just gone through the entire grid for you under beautiful skies here in Lombardia, northern Italy, split roughly halfway between the legendary cities of Venice and Milan, not too far away from the Swiss border also. To the right of your screen, Kart 400, Danilo Albanese, former champion in the Rock International Cup. Has been very impressive all weekend. Starts this one on pole position. He has to be a favourite. Well, the carts are pushed into life. And we're ready to go for the shifter rock final. Albanese, in fact, second in the junior category back in 2013. Also taken pole position, fastest qualifier in the past. And he starts this one, the rock shifter final, on pole position. There is the grid for you on screen, 20 laps. This 1.2 kilometre circuit was extended just under 2 years ago to bring it up to its current international length. We'll host a couple of rounds of the WSK Series in 2018, as well as a round of the CIK FIA European Championship for the KZ and KZ2 gearbox categories. South Garda karting inaugurated back in 1989 with the bitumen laid at the end of 1988. 30 years of operation. Every legendary driver has raced on this legendary circuit. Another legend, well, Danilo Albanese already is one. He won the senior rock category in 2014. Can he add the shifter rock title to his resume? We are about to find out. The driver from Tuscany in Kart 400 will start this one on pole position. Federico Squaranti, 438. The red and green kart on the outside of the front row of the grid. So the field form up. F1 style, standing start, you know how it works. When the 4 red lights go out, we will be racing the 2017 Rock Cup International Final. The front few karts are already in position and waiting. Namely, Albanese and Squaranti, the rest of the field form up. We wait for Vantagiato and Simeone to fill the final row of the grid, and we are ready to race the Shifter Rock Final for 2017. But we go around one more time. This is not the start. We will have another formation lap. Somewhat of an anti-climax. Certainly the nerves are building. A problem though for one of the karts on. Noah Millel with a technical problem has stalled it on the grid The Swede is not attempting to restart, walks away disconsolately and is out. We are down to 33, but not only that, it's one of the expected front runners, Noe Milel. Milel is out before we even make the start. Well, this is a tragedy for the reigning Swedish champion, who was on pole position for much of qualifying on Thursday evening, ultimately qualifying in second place. So Milel is out before we even get to the start. We're down to 33, and one of the front drivers, the 429 of the Swedish pilot, will not make the start. A tragedy for Noah, one of the superstars of world kart racing, is out before we even go green. Grid number 10 will remain. Indeed, it is vacant. We will see a gap on the grid in just a moment. Again, we wait for Vantagiato and Simeoni to fill position there to the left, middle of your screen, the vacant grid spot of Noe Milel. He is out. We're down to 33. Albanese from pole. And we go green. The pole sitter rockets off the line to lead them down into turn number 1. But a better start from Squarante. From the outside, Federico Squarante storms into the lead. Passes the driver from Tuscany into second place. Marcon, the reigning champion, runs in P3. They come up the infield section for the first time. Squarante, Albanese, Marcon. The Italians running 1, 2, and 3. A brilliant start also from Riccardo Cinti. Gabriel Benzi, not so good. Also a problem for another Italian driver as the field stormed down through the middle part of the circuit for the first time. Squarante, Albanese, Marcon run 1, 2, and 3. They grab another gear, 4th, 5th, 6th, over 135 k's an hour here at South Garda Karting. Squarante, Albanese, Marcon, Zani up into 4th. Contonoli, Cinti, Serravalle, Grib, Comenducci, Mazzucchelli, and Barrichello as Albanese slides down the inside, takes the lead away from his countryman. Squarante wants to fight here this afternoon. Federico fights back in second spot, but he's been hounded by the reigning champion, Nicola Marcon. A brilliant start also by Christopher Zani, the driver from nearby Brescia, up into P4. Tonoli, Cinti, Serravalle, the Canadians drop back a spot. In fact, drop back 2 spots from his start. Antonio from Toronto back in P7 as they accelerate one more time across the line. Marcon in the slipstream. Can't make the move and be hounded by Christopher Zani. They've gone wheel to wheel all season in the Rock Cup Italy Series. Down the inside, Christopher Zani will take third spot. Marcon gets him back on the exit. They're side by side going up on the hill. There's Zani. Marcon holds him off, but for how long? The reigning champion. There's Zani in the 443 car, just superb. Started back on the grid in 6th. He's up into 4th, almost into 3rd. Albanese, though, after being in 2nd for the opening lap, stamping his authority. He leads from Squarante. Marcon, Zani, Tonoli, Cinti, Serravalle. Comenducci, Grib. Mazzucchelli has got past Barrichello, the Brazilian, in 11th. Head of last year's junior rock champion, Jacopo Guidetti. They come up over the hill another couple of retirements. The yellow flag is out. Down the pit straight for Fuma Hurio and Marco Bonfanti. So the Japanese and Italian drivers respectively have retired. We're down to 31 runners, and the Italians run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The first non-Italian is still Serravalle in 7th spot. He's looking to remount a challenge, coming under pressure from Comenducci, in fact, as Marcon, a tighter line from the reigning champion, goes up on the back of Squarante. Down the inside, Nicola Marcon takes second place, a textbook move. Zani round the outside. Can he get past the early race leader? All the while, Albanese skipping down the road. Danilo with the lead of 0.7 of a second last time. It will be more than that with that move down into the hairpin on that very lap. Zani in P4, desperate to get up onto the podium. The New Force Racing team from here in Brescia. The Italians dominating. Tonoli still doing a fine job in P5. Comes across the line from Cinti. Sedavale, Comenducci, Mazzucchelli. Barrichello has got past. The Brazilian now up inside the top 10. Down the inside, Christopher Zani now onto the podium. The driver from Brescia puts the early race leader, Squaranti, back into fourth spot. Federico Squaranti won a couple of heats throughout the weekend here. He's super quick. Don't ride off Federico just yet. Let's see if he can respond as they go into the hairpin hard on the brakes. Little bit of a gap back to Tonoli and Cinti, the driver from Rome. Sedavale from Toronto in Canada. They accelerate one more time. The gap is out to 1 second as Albanese sets a 47.4. He's 2, if not 3/10 of a second faster than the entire field. Fastest lap for the pole sitter. 47.464. It's 1.06 between himself and Marcon, the reigning champion. Can he go 2 in a row? He will have to do something amazing to catch the pole sitter. Danilo Albanese. There's Zani, head of Squaranti. Problem for Gabriel Benzi, the Italian, is about to head into the pits and into retirement in the 403 car. Bad luck for Gabriel. As Squaranti retakes Zani on screen, back up onto the podium. We told you his challenge may not yet be over. The rest of the field starting to bunch up. Tonoli, Cinti, Comenducci, Servali, Mazzucchelli, Barrichello, Guidetti, Grid, Cordella, Dante, Buran. Remember Alessandro Buran, let's keep an eye on him. 2 DNFs in the heats. He won his final heat, started this one from way back in the grid. Grid number 26, Alessandro Buran, is now up into position number 15. Let's keep one eye on the 405 car. He closes up on the back of Dante and Corbella. That battle just in front of him. There is a penalty about to be awarded for one driver here. We'll try and pick up who it is for. You can see race management. 4-3-5, 10-second penalty. We'll try and pick up who that is for. Certainly not our lead. Oh, it is. I speak too soon. That is Sedavale. Has copped a 10-second penalty. A disaster for the Canadian. Was doing a fine job, still is. Got back to position 9, having been passed by Mazzucchelli. The Canadian Sedavale, a 10-second penalty. That's effectively the end of his chances. We go back to the CIK European Championships at Kristianstad in Sweden in wet conditions. Adrien Renaudin copped a 10-second penalty for a nose cone infringement, but he won that race by 17 seconds in very different conditions. Can Sedavale do the same? It's very, very unlikely, given the field is still running at 100% pace. Sedavale in ninth and now being caught by Barrichello. The drivers from North and South America respectively running 9th and 10th. Head of Guidetti, Dante Buran now up into 13th. He's dragged himself into that battle. Alessandro Buran from the back of the grid. As we said, 2 DNFs in the heats. He won the final one from grid 26. He's actually just picked up another one. He'll come by the straight on your screen right about now. Alessandro Buran into 12th spot. So this is half race distance exactly. Let's recap the order for you. The pole sitter, Albanese, 1.5 seconds ahead of the reigning champion. On screen now, Nicola Marcon, Squaranti, Zani, Cinti. Tonoli, Comanducci, Mazzucchelli. Italians 1 through to 8. Then the Canadian, Sedavali, 9th. But with a 10-second penalty being caught by Barrichello, the Brazilian. Will he make the move? There's Marcon going through. Try and concentrate on the battle for the final spots inside the top 10. There the leaders go by. Barrichello, there is the Grand Prix legend on the back of Sedavali, the Canadian. With that 10-second penalty, they go down the hill. Jacopo Guidetti actually goes through and takes 10th place off the Grand Prix legend. Rubens Barrichello back into 11th. The rest of the field stream down. That is Nicola Marcon, the reigning champion, in 2nd place. Being caught somewhat by Squaranti, the rest of the field stream through. Barrichello has been passed also by Massimo Dante. Back into 12th spot, Alessandro Varane, we told you. The driver next in line is the one who had 2 DNFs. That's Jacopo Guidetti on screen, last year's champion in the Junior Rock category. 415, Jacopo Guidetti. Now up into 10th place, having got past Dante, Barrichello, also Duran, Corbella, Ramirez, the American, Kobayashi, Imberti. The field streamed down. There goes Kobayashi through. Back to the front now. There's Cinti, Tonoli, Comanducci, Mazzucchelli, Sedavale, Guidetti, Dante, Barrichello, Corbella. Francesco Comanducci doing a fine job in P7 ahead of Mazzucchelli. Sedavali still holding down P9. Nothing much the Canadian can do about it except drive as hard as he possibly dares here this afternoon. He will be slapped with a 10-second penalty, assumingly for a jump start. At the start of this race, nothing can be done except try and uphold his own pride. Antonio, just going through now on screen, has been superb all week, and that is full luck for the young Canadian. He's 9th on the road, 1 spot ahead of Guidetti. The reigning Junior Rock champion, Jacopo Guidetti, Junior Rock in 2016, didn't step up to Senior Rock. Says, I'll put a gearbox on my kart and go racing. Jacopo Guidetti, top 3 throughout the heats. He runs in P10, just ahead of Massimo Dante. It is still Danilo Albanese, 1.5 seconds over Nicola Marcon. Marcon, there he is in 2nd place, the reigning champ. As we say, if he's going to make it 2 in a row, he needs to do something spectacular. Riccardo Cinti doing a fine job in P5 with 5 laps to go. He is also the reigning champion from 2016. That was in Super Rock. We've got another retirement also. The 2nd Swede, bad luck for the Scandinavian drivers. That Axel Bankston looks like he is also retired along with Vantaggiato. No, Bankston is still running. Apologies, Vantaggiato. A retirement. So Marcon in 2nd place. Yes, we've got 3 reigning champions here in this Shifter Rock final here this afternoon. Nicola Marcon won this race last year. Jacopo Guidetti, the Junior Rock champion from 2016. Danilo Albanese, who won Senior Rock in 2014. And he's leading this one and looking good for victory here this afternoon. And Riccardo Cinti, the driver from Rome in P5, won Super Rock 1 year ago. We're counting down the laps now, 3.5 remain. Down through the gearbox goes Danilo Albanese into the chicane ahead of Marcon. Squaranti. Zani was briefly into 4th spot, now in 3rd. You watch Barrichello briefly on screen. The Brazilian trying to fight his way back inside the top 10. Just behind Alessandro Buran. There's Marcon. Squaranti. Zani. The Italians running 1 through to 8 here this afternoon, and with that penalty to be applied to Serravalle, make that 1 through to 11. The Canadian will drop down. Let's have a look for you. That penalty will put him round about 23rd position. Danilo Albanese on screen, 2.5 laps to go for the pole sitter, the driver from Tuscany. 2014 Senior Rock Cup International Champion. Kart 400 will have 2 laps to go, 2.4 kilometres here this afternoon at the end of this one. Marcon in second spot, unlikely to go 2 years in a row. Squaranti briefly led this race at the start, back in third. Zani was briefly on the podium. There goes Cinti through in P5. Albanese has been superb. He's just been, quite simply, too fast here this weekend in Kart 400. Down through the gearbox in front of the pit hairpin. For the penultimate time, he looks behind him. Up over the hill. Turns the steering wheel ever so slightly. Grabs another gear. You saw the bumps. You saw the G-force actually knock the gear stick out of his hand. He recovered, grabbed another gear. His gap is 1.4 seconds. It's comfortable. The last lap next time round for Danilo Albanese, il pilota toscano, the driver from Tuscany. The region of Italy made famous for its food, its art, its history, and now its racing driver. Danilo Albanese on his final lap. He has a long, hard look behind him. Marcon still back in second spot. He's done enough to hold off Federico Squaranti. Danilo Albanese, second here in the past. He's the 2014 Senior Rock Champion, and he's looking at taking the big one here in half a lap time. There's Marcon, he's too far back. Cinti goes through. Tonoli, Comanducci, Mazzucchelli. But the race leader has 2 corners remaining. The driver from Tuscany in Italy, Danilo Albanese, becomes a 2-time champion of the Rock Cup International Final. Danilo Albanese has won Shifter Rock for 2017. The reigning champion, Marcon, comes home in P2. And Federico Squaranti makes it an all-Italian podium. He is third. Zani briefly up onto the podium in third spot, but finishes the race in fourth from Cinti, last year's Super Rock champion. But there is your race winner, Danilo Albanese, ha vinto Shifter Rock. The Italian has won here in the sunshine of Northern Italy. He is now a 2-time Rock Cup International champion. Kart 400, he pushes it onto the scales. We wait for official confirmation. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Danilo Albanese has won the Rock Cup International Final for 2017. Congratulations to him and his team. Nicola Marcon, the reigning champion, comes home in P2. Unable to go 2 years in a row, albeit only just. Federico Squaranti, who did briefly lead the race, comes home in P3. A round of applause. There is Rubens Barrichello, the Grand Prix legend, on screen. Great to have the boy from Brazil back here at South Garda Karting. We hope to see you and your boys, Eduardo and Fernando, back here next year. A pleasure to have the very likeable Brazilian Barrichello here racing this year. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, came within a few corners, and his 401 kart came within 2 corners of making it to the checkered flag. He is a non-finisher, but the driver who did finish and finished above everybody else, Danilo Albanese, has won. Marcon in second, and Federico Squaranti makes it an all-Italian podium, coming home in position number 3. Shifter Rock, we have 3 champions to remain here this afternoon. As you look at official confirmation, Albanese, Marcon, Squaranti, Zani P4, Cinti 5th, Tonoli, Comanducci, Matsukeli, Alessandro Buran. How about Alessandro from the back of the grid? Brings the 405 card home in P9. And the artist extraordinaire, Massimo Dante, rounds out the 10. Italians first through to 10. We'll see if that can change when the junior rockers hit the track in a few moments' time. Xander, if you can hear me, we'll try and get down to you in just a moment as the junior rock carts are pushed out onto the circuit.